Let me take you back for a bit. It's 2011. Derrick Rose is the NBA MVP. I was a senior in high school. Man, I was small as hell. And Kevin Durant, well, he was still Kevin Durant, but he did hoop in the KD3, which was one of my favorite kicks to hoop in back then. So I had to run it back.
Kevin Durant. You know who I am. Nope.
What's good, YouTube? Jay Jones here, and today we're going to briefly break down the KD3 for those interested. I'm going to try to make this as precise but as informative as possible so you guys know what's up. If you want the sneaker, hey, I got you. Let's get into it. Starting with the materials, the KD3 is equipped with synthetic leather throughout the entire shoe. There's a holographic side panel that I think helps the shoe pop, and Flywire, which was one of Nike's biggest features to have on a shoe during this time. It was used to help keep your foot from sliding while playing. I feel like they was giving KD some of the best they had to offer at the time. Y'all remember Flywire? Y'all remember Flywire? These same features are really found in some of the same sneakers that we hoop in today. So when you look at it from that point, it's like the KD3 may have been ahead of its time. I'm just saying. Now, I will say the shoe is not perfect. My only downfall is that you may experience or have a little discoloration at the top of the shoe if you go hard in the paint like me. You may get that. I don't know if you can see, but the toe box is starting to chip away a little bit. And I'm gonna be real, this happened as soon as I got them. But you know, to me, this is not a huge deal. It's a hoop shoe. I'm expecting to beat them up, but for others, I can see how this is something that may be a little bothersome. Now, this is something to consider, but like I said earlier, the materials found on the sneaker, ahead of its time. Pretty complete, if you ask me. Now let's talk about the cushioning real quick. 4-foot zoom and a 5-line midsole is used to create the cushioning setup. And I like that you can see where it's placed from the bottom of the sneaker. That's a nice little touch to me. Again, a pretty standard Nike combination, but a proven combination that simply has been applied for a long time now. In 2011, this was still the standard, and even now, a pretty nice combination overall. But I'm gonna be real with y'all, it's a lot more comfortable now than it was back then though. Now recently we talked about how you could feel the 4-foot zoom in the jaw, but that's not really the case here. You can't really feel 4-foot zoom until you're actually in motion and it's activated. Even then, it's not super noticeable, but you can feel a difference. Like when you start going, you can tell you got some zoom in the 4-foot. Again, as we discussed previously, it's not in balance. You do have 4-foot zoom, 5-line throughout, so nothing really in the heel, but overall, still felt good when playing. Hey, look, you gonna get to a bucket or not. If you bomb, can you score it? Are you KD with the legs in or not? Come on, it's solid. The traction features herringbone and a translucent outsole. If I'm being picky, I would want the full shoe covered in herringbone because, as we know, herringbone works. These little 3 lines right here may cause a little slippage depending on how you're kind of turning or what type of move you make, and I believe that's what made the traction test a little inconsistent. Now, this doesn't mean the traction will get you broke off. Let's not do that. It was still solid. You still gotta slide them. You still gotta play defense. You can't blame the KD for getting broke off and not sliding them. That's on you. But 2 out of 3 on the traction, that ain't bad. I did this a 4th time as well, and I didn't go nowhere. Stuck like glue. It was sticky. So it's like, if you get broke off, it's your defense, not the traction. I just like showing y'all real results, man. I could have put all 3 in there and let it slide, but you know what I'm saying? That first time, I did go over the line just a little bit. Look, it's just a little bit, but again, nothing alarming. Now, the fit and the lockdown are also 2 very solid areas on this sneaker, and that's simply due to the features found on the KD3. As mentioned, you get fly wire for additional 4-foot containment. That's a check. There's a strap that helps with containment as well on the medial side, which is found more mid-foot, so you're solid there as well. And then to bring it all together, you get a nice true to size fit. So if you wear that 10, hell yeah! Just get that 10, man. Jerk. Now, just because it is a KD, the toe box is a little narrow, but wasn't a deal breaker for me. It was solid, but again, I do have normal feet. If you got the Slim Reapers or the normal joints, you good here. If you got the Joel Embiid's and the Jokic MVP joints, like, you may want to try on or take a different route. There's nothing wrong with that. Overall, I believe even now that it's a sneaker that many will enjoy. I like the design. Priced at $130, which is like, to me, that's not too bad. I mean, I know y'all be buying them J's for $240. Now again, you may get a little colored toe chipping on the sneaker. That ain't nothing to be alarmed about to me, especially if you're gonna be hooping in them. It's like, it's almost expected to happen. But for sure, something to be mindful of, and you know what I'm saying? I ain't mad if you wanna pass because of an issue like that. But to me, if I'm being real, I feel like this has a lot of Nike throwback features that we took for granted during that time. Like the hole on the tongue that you can use as a pull tab but still peep the logo, like the K and the D going through there, like that's hard. Like we don't get touches like that to me anymore. Like, and it's crazy to think, I remember Nike IDing a pair of these. A lot of y'all probably don't even remember Nike ID, but it was where you can customize your sneaker. I customized mine, had them looking crazy. I wish I could find them. Damn, I wish I could. And to see it retro where I'm at now, it's like, man, life is really coming full circle. I remember this was one of the first sneakers that we thought about testing. Like we had these before we started putting out performance tests. We had already hooped in this, and this was one of the first sneakers that we were going to make a video of, but we kind of talked ourselves out of it. Kind of felt like it was a little too late to kind of review the KD3 when the KD4 was dropping at the time. It was refreshing for me to go back and do this, man, and to kind of really share my thoughts with you guys. So that's why I wanted to bring the KD3. But that's it for me, man. Let me know what you think if you have a pair. I do want to start getting back into the food videos, but I'm taking my time. I'm gonna do the harden next. But I may start a little membership joint for those who really mess with everything I do outside of sneakers, like the food and just who I am personally. I want to still be able to get you guys that type of content, so just bear with me. I'm coming up with a plan for that. But for now, let me know what you think on the KD3, and I'll see y'all on the next one, on that hardened joint. Peace.
On the night I was born, the rain was pouring, God was crying, lightning struck, power outage, sparks was flying.
Stop shooting and play some damn defense. You, okay? Don't think I ain't peeped last time. Oh, J. Jones ashy. You gonna watch the vid or not, jerk? Right? I know I was ashy, right? I ran out of lotion the night before. Mind your business.